Welcome to Thursday's Market SITREP here at Top Gun Options. My name is Wiz. My call sign is Matthew Buckley, the Chief Options Strategist here at TGO. And looks like we scooped the president. The president 27 minutes ago sent out a tweet, caught red-handed, very disappointed that China is allowing oil to go into North Korea. There will never be a friendly solution to the North Korea problem if this continues to happen. Yesterday we reported this, that U.S. spy satellites are catching Chinese ships, tying up to North Korean ships and giving them oil in violations of the same United Nations agreements that they voted to upheld and put into place. It's comical, folks. It's kabuki theater. That's why I love Nikki Haley, our United Nations ambassador. I think she's going to make a great president. I think her and Ivanka could be the first female ticket. Ivanka and Nikki Haley would be awesome. But anyway, this is why we're cutting money to the UN. This is why anybody who voted against us at the United Nations, we're gonna take money back from them, folks. And I love how liberals are frothing at the mouth with the whole, oh my God, that's extortion. And that. So let me get this right, folks. You want to sit there and pay people to pay money to people who hate you and who disparage you and who vote against you or your business. You're retarded if that's the way you think. You're simply retarded. And there's not a nicer word to say about you if that's what you believe. We're cutting money to the UN. It's bloated. It's disgusting. Years ago they had, what was it, Libya? And then North Korea is like the heads of the Human Rights Commission. That's how stupid and retarded these people are and these global liberal elites. It just makes my skin crawl how stupid they are. But it's getting scary. You know, we talked about this yesterday in my 2018 brief, my 2017 debrief, about how this worries my FXI trade a little bit. You know, if that's a pretty big shot across China's bow there to say, hey man, you're caught red-handed, you're busted, because Trump's essentially had a love affair with China since he got elected. Obviously, before he got elected, he was campaigning on the fact that he was going to label China a currency manipulator. Day one, huge. Nobody labels currency manipulators better than me. Believe me, day one in office, and he didn't. So I believed he didn't because he wanted to use that a little bit as a little bit of leverage in case he had to start doing this, start getting tougher with China in order to sit on North Korea. So we got to keep an eye on this, folks. Again, this is one tweet. This is one breaking news story on the lower 30 or TV. Again, something bad happening. We could put a lot of muscle on China. Steve Mnuchin, the Treasury Secretary, a couple months ago said, simple, we just stopped doing trade with countries that are doing trade with China. Or I'm sorry, with North Korea, which means China, obviously. That would be, we do have a lot of avenues to go down before a shooting war with North Korea, but guess what? Let me creep you out even more. One of the defectors recently from North Korea has been vaccinated against anthrax. Raise your hand if you've been vaccinated by anthrax. I have. I got, out of the 6 shots we were supposed to get in the series, I got 3 or 4 of them before I got off active duty. Wasn't that awesome? I was getting ready to get off active duty to go to fly for FedEx, and they ordered me. I was in a Marine squadron. They're like, you're still on active duty. I'm like, I'm leaving in a month. They're like, doesn't matter. Take them or we're going to court-martial you. So, yeah, got anthrax running around in me. That probably explains a lot. But this dude, their soldiers are vaccinated against this. This dude has biological weapons that would make your, well, it would make your head explode. So everybody's got their eye on the nuclear missile, but an airborne burst of anthrax, of smallpox, or just infecting 10 dudes and having them land in Seattle, San Fran, San Diego, Dallas, Chicago, Miami, New York, we'd be 50 million dead. The computer models I've seen in weeks. That's terror. And he could do it tomorrow. Russia's still poking around Syria. Yesterday, Syria rebels shot down an L-39 Albatross. That's a jet. I actually fly currently down here in South Florida. If you've seen some of the articles on the Top Gun Options page, that's actually the jet I'm standing in front of. So it's a little right there. This is the L-39. Well, it went away. Whatever. So L-39 shot down yesterday. All this stuff is going on, folks, as we're enjoying the dead week between Christmas and my birthday, New Year's Eve. All this stuff is going on. Obviously, the VIX is at nothing. What's our volatility index today? The altimeter is reading 1024. That's actually elevated, folks. I mean, we've been plumbing the depths of 9 here. We had an 8. The lowest, it wasn't a closing print, but the lowest print on the VIX like ever. Or no, that was back here. Mid $8, man. This is stupid cheap. Remember, when vol's cheap, you buy it. When it's expensive, you sell it. We have an analyzer trade session at 1 o'clock today, so we'll talk about this in a little bit. Emerging markets, hey, a strong dollar in 2018, which I completely expect, might not be exactly smooth sailing for emerging markets in 2018. So we're going to cover that. Still like in our Brazil trade, we put on an EWZ bull put spread last week. 1 week later, this thing, look at this. Phew, up almost another full percent today. We put that trade on here. That trade's up like 60-75% in a week. So if you're in this Brazil bull put spread, I did this in the accelerated retirement session a week ago, and then yesterday I said, hey man, I get out of this thing. If you're looking at 70-80% gain in a week, that's about a $2,000 winner right now in 1 week. And if you're not a member here at TGO, that would have paid, this one trade on Brazil last week would have paid for an annual membership into here at Top Gun Options. Let me show, if you didn't get a chance to attend yesterday, you missed some good stuff. But here's where you need to head. And not only that, we'll talk about our Tesla trade. You need to head to go.topgunoptions.com/getft. That stands for Get Full Throttle. And there you go. Right here, the defensive track, I just paid for an annual membership if you close your EWZ trade from last week. 1 week, one trade. Merry Christmas, folks. I can drag you to water, man. I can't make you drink. We laughed about this yesterday in our live trade brief. The U.S. economy can't keep surprising investors. It's only surprising stupid investors. It's only surprising people who thought Trump would lose, Hillary would win, and if Trump won, the market would implode 10-20%. They were all wrong. That's because they're stupid, and they didn't understand Americans and what was going on in this country. This economy ain't surprising me. And that's why we've crushed it in 2017. We're going to do even better in 2018. Great Christmas out of Amazon. We put on another bull put spread. MasterCard said this was our best Christmas since they've been around. U.S. department store stocks jump on holiday spending record. And we put on a Amazon bull put spread yesterday out just in front of earnings. I think earnings are like February 2nd or something like that. So nice little Amazon's heading a little bit higher today. So we have two Amazon trades on. Both of them are looking very, very good. The Amazon trade just from yesterday, I think, is up about 8 or 10% in a day. Another gainer here at TGO. We've had a lot of good winners lately. I get iPhone shipments are suspected to be lukewarm and all this stuff. Apple is a serial under-promiser and over-deliverer, folks. I don't believe the Apple story. I can believe the numbers, but I also believe Apple tends to sandbag with bad news, and then all of a sudden they come out and they're crushing it. So Apple, there's the gap down on that news, and here's I said this 170 level would be critical. I said give us one more day. If it doesn't do a turn here, if it doesn't do a dead cat bounce, I'd be bullish. So we might take a look at Apple today in our Analyze Your Trade, because I think that's the trade we have on right now, one of the trades. We did GE last week. Yeah, here's the Apple bull put spread. Where'd I put it? Right at that support level. The 170, 167.5 bull put spread, risking 56 to potentially make about $2,000. And that expires tomorrow. There you go. Look at that. I forgot. I had my Apple trades confused. So this expires tomorrow, folks. In 1 day, we're looking at potentially $1,900, and I placed this 2 weeks ago. 2 weeks. There you go. There's another $2,000 winner in 2 weeks. So that would have paid. So if you had the Apple trade on and the Brazil trade, here you go, folks. That would have paid for not just offensive, but also a max afterburner slot. This is $29.95. I just showed you two trades with the potential to make $4,000 in the past 2 weeks. One was a week, and the Apple trade's 2 weeks. And that's not even showing you the Tesla bear call spread that I put on Tuesday. So, folks, seriously, if you don't see this math and don't get that we're crushing it here at TGO, please don't join, because you probably won't be a good member. It's tough dealing with people who aren't the sharpest tools in the shed. Stocks are up today, led by tech, and our energy shares. Our ExxonMobil trade's looking good. Are we at peak good times? I get that people think that valuations are stretched on the S&P 500. I don't think so. I think people are doing rough math right now with the impact of this tax reform. I think earnings are going to absolutely be destroyed in a good way in 2018. The average that I've seen is an average of 8 to 10% increase in earnings per share. Look at what happened the day the guy signed the damn bill. Who was it? AT&T, a couple other, like 10, 12 companies came out that day and gave away money to their employees. Christmas bonuses, extra Christmas bonuses. AT&T gave out $1,000 per person, which is just because they said, holy crap, this is free money. This goes right to our bottom line, and all these greedy corporations, how dare they give money back to their people? Where's Chuck Schumer and Nancy when corporations do stuff like that? You don't hear a word. Analyst slashes Tesla Model 3 fourth quarter forecast by 70%. Tesla, folks, this is, so we have a bear call spread on. Where's our Tesla trade? TSLA. Tesla, whew, there you go. A little bit of a, is it pulling out of the nosedive? Yeah, they said that right here. Is it pulling out of the nosedive? They said that right here. Folks, I saw another forecast that says by the end of Q1, if he keeps partying like a sailor like he is, they're only down to $1 billion in cash, which sounds like a lot of money to you. It ain't to Tesla. The thing's, well, Wiz, it popped today on some good potential orders or something like that. Folks, those are orders. You have to deliver the damn things. So where's the headline? Tesla's correspondence with the SEC shows a pattern of inaccurate, incomplete, and misleading disclosures. Let me go New Jersey or South Philly on this. The dude lies. Jim Chanos was on CNBC 2 weeks ago, and he says, Elon Musk has a problem with the truth, which again is a nice Wall Street way of saying the dude's a liar. So if I was being interviewed, that's what I'd say. Apparently, Tesla lies to the SEC and their shareholders. You don't want to be in a stock like that, folks, so we're going to pound that into the dirt. Good-looking Tesla trade. Consumer confidence yesterday plunged to 13-month lows. What did we get today, though? Chicago PMI. Look at this. 62.2 is the forecast. We got a 67.6. Chicago PMI was huge. Nobody does Chicago PMI better than me. Believe me. Great news out of the Midwest there. So I remain cautiously bullish. I told you we'd hang out through the holidays on this like little cliff here, and I don't think we're falling off the cliff. Shooting war with Korea, shooting war between Iran and Saudi Arabia, we fall off the cliff. Otherwise, we head higher, especially as we get into earnings, and we also get into Trump saying, done with taxes, now we're moving on to infrastructure, which should be, I stress, should be a bipartisan thing. But again, leave it to Democrats to snatch defeat from the jaws of victory and vote against even spending money on infrastructure, folks, to rebuild this country for years. What was it, Minneapolis, the one bridge fell down, and I don't think the recent tragedy outside of McCord Air Force Base with the train derailment was necessarily infrastructure. But folks, we need to rebuild our sagging infrastructure. And Trump, remember, folks, he was a Democrat for years. He was your limousine liberal up in New York City in his tower, and then he changed. And well, I mean, I don't know if I call him Republican, but infrastructure spending, that's meat and potatoes for Democrats. Moose and Rocco and the unions making concrete, steel, moving that stuff via trucks and railroad should be bipartisan. So that's going to be bullish as well into 2018. So folks, you just can't keep this market down. It's going to keep heading higher, but we always, even though I'm cautiously bullish, we need to have one hand on the ejection handle. Okay, we'll talk about some hedges as well as we get into the new year here. But again, folks, if you missed our replay yesterday, our debrief of 2017, it was the best year in 7 years for Top Gun Options. My best year as an investor in the nearly quarter of a century that I've been doing this, my best returns ever. And that's because I nailed Trump's election and the resulting market rally. I was right. I got it right with just a handful of others in the financial space that predicted that would happen. What else did they think was good? Well, whatever. I'll leave it at that. So head to go.topgunoptions.com/getft. And folks, you have literally, 24 hours-ish if you want to secure your lifetime membership at 12.5, which is our last rate at 12.5. 2018, prices are going up for that lifetime membership to $15,000. Matter of fact, when we did the math, it should be about 20, but I'm not going to raise it that much. 15 is right down the fairway. For all the members who got it the last time I offered this, in the full, was it October, and got the 12.5 rate. You're welcome. God bless. That was a good trade on you. It wasn't a super good trade on me, but that's why the price is going up. If you want to grab that final lifetime membership slot, a couple of them, 754-300-1084. If you call us on January 1st, the answer will be sure you can have it, and it's at 15 grand. So if you want to save 2,500 bucks, you got the rest of today and tomorrow to give us a call. Okay, I got to run. I'll see many of you for Analyze Your Trade at 1 o'clock. Have a great rest of your day. Happy hunting. Make sure you hedge, and God bless.